Let's talk today a little bit about myths with breast milk, okay? I hear so many different things about what you can do with breast milk, about what kind of milk you should be using, can you mix it, what kind of milk should you be using, can you shake it? And I want to bust some of those myths today and just talk them through with you guys, because these are the kind of things that start to make moms literally go insane. So you're pumping, you're nursing, you're breastfeeding all together, and it's really stressful. It's really like an extra job. It can be really, really, really difficult. And then you start adding in on these moms Facebook groups, and you just start seeing all these people chatting about like, oh, don't shake your breast milk because it's gonna make your baby gassy, or make sure that you're using like the morning milk and not the night milk. And these things make you insane. So let's just talk about a couple of the ones that I've heard. I've tried, I maybe believed them at a time in my life even, and I've just realized that there just isn't enough behind it to make yourself crazy. So the first one I want to talk to you about is morning versus night milk. And if you've never heard of any of these that I'm going to tell you, I really don't want to make you anxious. So if you don't want to listen to it, that's fine. But you might at some point in your life end up hearing about these. So let me be the one to break that before you even hear it. There are people out there that say that you should not be giving your baby milk that you pumped in the morning in the middle of the night, because that will make them more awake, because that milk has more energy in it. Versus milk that you pump in the middle of the night has melatonin in it, and that makes the baby sleep. Number one, there are no studies that nursing babies sleep better than exclusively pumping babies. There's actually zero information about that. I actually completely just made up that sentence because I've never even heard that before, because it's so not a thing. And the reason why it's so not a thing is because nursing moms are obviously nursing their baby whatever time of night it is. So they are nursing their babies in the middle of the night, or they are nursing their babies in the morning, and their babies just act like babies. And then versus you have exclusive pumping moms, the only difference there is that I pump this milk in the morning, and then I might end up giving this bottle later at night. And that's where the confusion sets in. And I really want to make this very clear to you guys, to not make yourself crazy about something like this, about something that will just make your life crazy, where you're separating and having 100 different bottles, and oh my God, my husband made the bottle, he made it with the morning milk. No, I off the bat just say absolutely not. This is not something you should be doing. Every single time I pumped milk, I would pour it directly into a storage bottle. Every single time I pumped, I would add and add and add, mix it all together, and then I would go ahead and give it to my baby whenever. It works, it's great. Some of my kids slept, some of them didn't. It had no bearing on the milk. So please do not make yourself crazy. If this is something that you really want to do and you really want to try, listen, do whatever you want. But please just do not do something that's going to continuously impact your mental health and make yourself insane. Which brings us to the next one, where people talk about shaking versus stirring your breast milk. What? So basically what they're telling you guys, just so you have an understanding, is that after you pump and you put your milk into the fridge, sometimes you'll get that fatty layer along the side, okay? And what they say, what I've heard they say is, you don't want to shake the bottle, because then you are shaking out the nutrients. You are not shaking out the nutrients. Shake the bottle. You're not shaking out the nutrients. So they'll tell you, stir the breast milk instead. No, just get the fat off the sides. It can be hard even if you're shaking or stirring to get the fat off the sides. So my tip for that is, honestly, you could just take the bottle out of the fridge 20 minutes before you need to use it. It will get to room temp. Then you give it a little shake or stir, and then the milk will come right off the sides. But when I've taken it out, because trust me, I do not always remember to take it out early, I literally take it out, shake it up, and pour it into my baby's bottle. Trust me, it had no bearing on my baby's gas, on my baby's anything, the nutrients, nothing. Oh, that's also another thing that they'll say. They'll say that, oh, if you shake it, then it's more bubbly, and then it's going to make your baby gassy. It's not going to be more bubbly. Just wait a second. Just wait a second. It's fine. It's fine. Please do not make yourself crazy about it. And that brings us to the last myth, which is, can you combine cold milk with room temperature milk? Now, this one is the only one that actually has any sort of studies, so we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. Pre-2020, everyone was mixing their milk. You pumped milk in a bottle, you took the bottle out of the fridge, and you combined it all together. Everything was fine in this world. There was no problems. Around 2020, they came up with a study saying that you should not be combining freshly squeezed breast milk with cold breast milk. So instead, what you should do is you should put this inside of the fridge, let it cool, and then once they are the same temperature, that is when you can combine. Then in 2023, they came out with another study saying that you absolutely do not need to do that. You can 100% combine fresh and cold milk and do not make yourself crazy about it. So that's the only one that I'm not going to just be like, oh, no, no, no. Because there was a point where they said that you shouldn't do it. And the basis behind it is that they're saying that you're going to put cold milk inside of warm milk and then you're changing the temperature so bacteria can grow. I will tell you straight out that I have mixed 100% of my milk for all of my journeys and I've never had any issues with it. And thank God all is good in the world. If your baby's in the NICU, immunocompromised, anything more of the sort, and you want to be more careful, of course, be more careful. I just don't want you making yourself crazy. So really just keep that in mind when you're making this decision. Personally, I always combine my milk. It works for me. If you feel more comfortable putting this in the fridge and letting it cool off first before combining, you absolutely can go ahead and do that. I always say on any pumping or nursing journey, it can be really hard because specifically with this topic, everyone has so much to say and everyone has so much unsolicited advice. So you really need to do what works for you. But a lot of the things people are just really being extra cautious about. So as I always say, do what you need to do. Tell me in the comments what is the craziest, or you're not even sure, it might not be crazy, myth that you've heard about managing breast milk. I want to hear, and then I want to either debunk it or let you know that it actually is something that you should worry about.